whether it was back in the 60s or whether it's in 2011. And our next inductee apparently could fly track and field. First of all, he earned the varsity sports, or varsity letters, I should say, in football, basketball, and track and field. Erie County League championship in both the 440-yard and 880-yard dashes in the PCL. Was part of the District 10 championship team for Harbor Creek and earned first place in the 880-yard dash at the District 10 meet. Finished third in the states in that same event. And in 1968, successfully defended his Erie County League championship title in the 880-yard dash. First place in the mile run, duplicated those performances in the District 10 championship meet, set 2 new District 10 meet records in both the 880 and the mile. Instrumental in helping the Huskies win a second consecutive District 10 team title. And then he finished his senior year with double gold medals in the PIAA state championship meet. And talk about stepping up to the plate. He set a new school record in the state championship meet in the 880-yard dash, and then tied the school record in the mile at the state championships. Wow. He was also awarded the Erie County League Athlete of the Year in 1968 by the Fraternal Order of Eagles. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to his daughter Jen, accepting for our 2011 Harbor Creek Hall of Fame class, Rich Hartley.
First off, I would like to apologize for my dad's absence. He had a surgery a couple weeks ago, and he just was not fully recovered enough to be at this event. But believe me when I say it was a very hard decision for him to not be here, because he really wanted to be here tonight. Next, I would like to congratulate his fellow inductees, who have all worked very hard for their achievements, and he told me that everyone up here deserves this and so much more. Secondly, I would like to thank Mr. Andy Cray and the rest of his staff for the Hall of Fame staff. He really appreciated the way they were able to deal with him because of his medical situation, and just overall, he is very grateful and honored to be one of the first, or in the first inductee class. When my dad was thinking about this, he wondered why was he such an extraordinary athlete? And he believes that extraordinary athletes come down to 3 principles. The first principle is plain old hard work. You got to put the sweat in, you got to not blood, but you got to put the sweat in, and you just got to put the time and the effort in order to train. Secondly, you just need some natural talent. I think a lot of people want to be like, oh, well, you don't need the talent, but when the talent's there, when that natural ability is there, you can really mold it and do what that natural talent is to do. And third, this is probably the most important in his eyes, is the people that surround him, the people that surround that athlete and mold that athlete into what they're going to become. And my dad would like to thank his parents, who unfortunately have been deceased for several years, so they are unable to attend, but he wishes that they were here, and he knows that they would have loved to have been here to see him get this award, because they worked so hard on keeping him out of trouble and just encouraging him but not pushing him to do his best. He also wishes that he could thank Coach Simplico. Coach Simplico, for those of you who don't know, was the track coach for quite a number of years. I'm sorry I don't have his exact dates, but he coached my dad in track for the 1967 county, which I believe was the first time we won counties or won districts for track. I don't really remember. And when in 1968, when my dad did most of his medal work and his achievements, Coach Simplico, a few months before, the week before the District 10 meet, he sent out this letter to all the boys, just to kind of pump them up and get them ready for this meet. And my dad would like to read it all to you. I'm going to read parts of it because he was for my own boys and for the sake of time. But this is the letter that Coach Semple wrote to them to get them all pumped up. Boys, I cannot impress upon the importance of this meet. We have been working for 3 months for the Saturday's District 10 meet. Every 220 run, every exercise you perform, and all the time we put into this for one meet. This is your chance to prove to your family, your friends, and your coach with a great deal of pride. I've always asked you to do the best you can, and that's what I want to say. This means mentally as well as physically. I don't want some of the schools taking the District 10 trophy away from them, away from home with them. We were the first short recruitment team to ever win districts. This was in 1967, and now I want it again. My dad found this letter in 2002, which I don't know how many of you follow the current track period, but that's when the 2002 boys track team won their districts. And before they did that, the week before, my dad gave this letter to Coach Dale. And Coach Dale, he said, Marty, I want you to give us this letter. I want you to pump them up and get them ready for this race because I want them to win.
And they did.
And that Coach Dale did it. He even wrote a little saying with it, just getting these boys to pump up so much more. And my dad could have been more proud to be a Harbor Creek alumni when they won in 2002. In conclusion of this, my dad's coming, well, he's not coming, but it's been 43 years since my dad was a student here. And he comes back not as a student athlete, but as a father, a husband, and now a grandfather of 2 beautiful little girls. And he has put in so much time and effort into me and my older brother, and I can't wait to see all the pep talks he's going to give those 2 little girls, that he's just very excited. And on a personal note, when my mom and I saw this in the news about, I think it was over a year ago, last summer, when it's like Harbor Creek is going to do a Hall of Fame, and we've got to get him in it. We've got to do it. Like, I remember writing his little display about why so much should be in it, like a color essay. Like, I spent a lot of time, I kept giving it to people, like, okay, what do you think? Pretend it's just the Hall of Fame, don't worry about it. But it was so much more to that to me, and it was so much more to that to my end. So I want to thank you again for inducting him into the Hall of Fame.